Welcome to the world of science fiction stories, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Enjoy the listening. Banished from space, humans return with a civilization that terrifies the galaxy. Jae Hong stood on the bridge of the massive colony ship Horizon's Promise, his dark eyes reflecting the swirling holographic displays tracking humanity's final exodus. The massive view screen showed Earth growing smaller with each passing moment, a blue-green marble slowly fading into the infinite darkness of space. The Interstellar Coalition's decision had been swift and brutal. Humanity was deemed a threat, too volatile, too unpredictable. Their rapid technological advancements, aggressive expansion, and complex social dynamics had terrified the older galactic civilizations. In a unanimous vote that took less than 3 standard galactic hours, humans were sentenced to exile. Thousands of colony ships, hastily prepared and packed with the remnants of human civilization, now drifted through the cold void. Jae knew their survival chances were slim. Each ship carried approximately 50,000 humans, scientists, engineers, workers, families, and children. Their combined fleet represented less than 2% of Earth's original population. Navigation system stabilizing, Lieutenant Kim reported, her fingers dancing across holographic control panels. Her voice was steady, but Jae could detect the underlying tension. They were all scared, but no one would show weakness. Now, Jae remembered the final moments on Earth, the panic, the desperate last-minute preparations, families torn apart, entire generations of human history compressed into digital archives and carried within these ships' memory banks. Centuries of human culture, scientific achievements, and collective knowledge had been reduced to data packets and preservation modules. The Coalition's accusations rang in his mind: humans are destructive, humans are unpredictable, humans represent a galactic risk. Each statement was a knife edge of condemnation, yet they failed to understand human resilience, our capacity to adapt, to survive against impossible odds. Their exile route was predetermined, a complex, algorithmic path through uncharted star systems, carefully calculated to minimize potential confrontations with other spacefaring civilizations. Each ship was equipped with advanced stealth technologies, capable of remaining undetected for extended periods. Primary reactor output at 78%, another crew member announced. The ship hummed with controlled energy, a testament to human engineering. Every system was designed for maximum efficiency, every component serving multiple purposes. Jae's communication device buzzed. It was a fleet-wide transmission from Dr. Alina Rodriguez, the chief scientific coordinator of the evacuation mission. Her message was brief but powerful: we are not defeated. We are repositioning. Humanity's story continues. Those words echoed through the ship's communication systems, lifting the collective morale. Survival was not just about physical preservation, but maintaining hope, maintaining identity. Outside the ship, countless other colony vessels moved in precise, calculated formations. They were not a ragged group of refugees, but a coordinated exodus of an entire species. Each ship carried specialized teams, agricultural experts, genetic preservation specialists, quantum physicists, and medical professionals, a complete blueprint for potential civilization reconstruction. The temperature on the bridge was carefully regulated, but Jae could feel the weight of responsibility. As lead navigator, he was responsible for guiding not just a ship, but potentially the future of human existence. One miscalculation could doom thousands: young children in cryogenic preservation chambers, scientists in specialized research modules, entire genetic libraries. Humanity's future was distributed across these ships, a deliberate strategy to ensure survival. If one ship was lost, others would carry the potential for human revival. Approaching the first waypoint, Lieutenant Kim reported, her voice calm and professional. Years of training had prepared her for this moment. Jae nodded, his hand slightly trembling as he input complex navigation coordinates. The ship's quantum computer analyzed multiple potential routes, calculating risks, potential resource zones, and probability of survival. Their destination was not just a location, but a promise, a chance to rebuild, to prove the Galactic Coalition wrong. Humanity would not just survive, they would demonstrate their extraordinary potential. As Earth finally disappeared from their long-range scanners, Jay allowed himself a moment of reflection. They were not just refugees, they were pioneers, carrying the hopes of an entire species into the unknown. The journey had begun. The star system glimmered like a hidden jewel waiting to be discovered. Yuna Kim leaned forward, her eyes scanning the holographic projection of multiple planetary bodies. Each world looked harsh, with uninviting, rocky surfaces, extreme temperatures, and toxic atmospheric compositions. To most scientists, these would be considered unlovable. To Yuna, they represented opportunity. Preliminary scans complete, announced her assistant, Park Sunday. His fingers moved rapidly across data interfaces displaying complex geological and atmospheric readings. Yuna understood what others saw as impossible challenges, she saw them as solvable problems. Her nanite terraforming technology was humanity's most revolutionary scientific achievement, microscopic machines capable of restructuring molecular environments, transforming inhospitable landscapes into potential habitats. Each nanite carried complex programming, adaptive algorithms that could read environmental conditions and make instant modifications. The first target was a rocky planet orbiting a dim red dwarf star. Surface temperatures fluctuated between -80°C and +60°C. Its atmospheric composition was primarily sulfur and carbon dioxide, toxic to human life. Normal scientific approaches would have required centuries of transformation. Yuna's approach, however, meant weeks. Deployment of primary nanite swarms began immediately. Billions of microscopic machines spread across the planetary surface like an intelligent, living carpet. They began breaking down toxic compounds, releasing oxygen, stabilizing ground temperatures, and creating initial microbial ecosystems. Core temperature stabilization in progress, Sun Men reported, his voice carrying a hint of excitement. They were witnessing something unprecedented in human scientific history. Yuna watched the holographic representation change in real time. Harsh red landscapes slowly transformed, rocky surfaces developed initial vegetation layers, temperature zones became more consistent. What was once a dead world started showing signs of potential life. Her team represented humanity's best hope, genetic engineers, atmospheric specialists, robotic infrastructure experts, all working in perfect synchronization. Their mission was not just survival, but rebuilding human civilization from scratch. Within 3 standard months, the first planetary section became marginally habitable. Protective biodomes would be the initial human settlements, gradually expanding as nanite terraforming continued. Each dome was a marvel of engineering, self-sustaining, energy-efficient, capable of supporting hundreds of humans. Oxygen levels reaching 18%, another team member announced. This was a critical milestone, a breathable atmosphere meant direct human intervention could begin soon. The nanite swarms worked tirelessly. They weren't just transforming environments, they were constructing initial infrastructure, roads, basic building foundations, and water collection systems, all emerging simultaneously with environmental changes. Yuna understood the psychological importance of their work. These weren't just scientific experiments, these were humanity's new homes, born from technological innovation and collective human willpower. Her communication device buzzed again, it was a fleet-wide transmission from Mission Command. Preliminary terraforming results exceed all expectations. Continue current protocols. Each successfully transformed planet was a statement to the galactic civilizations that had exiled them. Humanity would not just survive, they would thrive. The first human settlers would arrive within months. They would find not a hostile alien world, but a carefully prepared, emerging ecosystem. Forests would be sprouting, initial water systems would be flowing, and basic agricultural zones would be ready for planting. Nanite swarm efficiency at 92%, Sun Men reported, his voice carrying professional pride. They were rewriting the rules of planetary engineering. As night fell on the transforming planet, Yuna allowed herself a small smile. Humanity's greatest strength had always been adaptation, and now they were proving it on a planetary scale. The journey of survival had truly begun. Dehan Park stared into the quantum matrix, his fingers hovering over holographic interfaces that pulsed with impossible complexity. The research laboratory hummed with an electric intensity, filled with equipment that looked more like alien artifacts than scientific instruments. Humanity's survival had always depended on innovation, but what was happening now transcended mere survival. They were reimagining the fundamental laws of physics, pushing beyond known scientific boundaries. The quantum communication prototype sat in the center of the lab, a device no larger than a human palm, yet capable of transmitting information across billions of light-years instantaneously. Traditional communication methods relied on electromagnetic waves, which were painfully slow across galactic distances. Dehan's breakthrough would change everything. Quantum entanglement stabilization at 97%, whispered his assistant, Lim Ji, her eyes reflecting the dancing quantum particles visible through specialized holographic displays. Each particle seemed to dance with a strange, unpredictable intelligence. The device worked by creating instantaneous connections between quantum-linked particles, allowing information transfer that defied traditional understanding of space and time. A message sent from one end of the galaxy could be received simultaneously at the other end, regardless of distance. During initial tests, they had successfully transmitted complex data packets across simulated galactic distances. The implications were staggering. Instant communication meant instant coordination, instant knowledge transfer, and instant strategic planning. Military strategists were already exploring potential applications. Imagine coordinating fleet movements across hundreds of light-years, as if ships were in the same room. Imagine sharing scientific discoveries instantaneously across human colonies. But communication was just the beginning. Dehan's team was also developing adaptive energy systems that could harvest energy from multiple dimensional sources. Traditional human energy generation relied on finite resources, fossil fuels, nuclear reactions, solar collection. These new systems could potentially tap into quantum energy fields, drawing power from the very fabric of spacetime itself. Early prototype tests showed remarkable results. A small adaptive energy generator could produce power equivalent to entire nuclear facilities, with zero environmental impact. The energy was clean, sustainable, and seemingly infinite. Dimensional energy extraction at 63%, G reported, her voice carrying a mix of professional calm and barely contained excitement. They were witnessing scientific history. The human fleet watched these developments with collective hope. Each technological breakthrough was a middle finger to the galactic civilizations that had exiled them. They weren't just surviving, they were evolving. Dehan understood the deeper significance. This wasn't just about technological advancement, it was about proving human potential and adaptability. Every scientific milestone was a statement that humanity would not be defined by others' limitations. The quantum communication device could do more than transmit messages. It could potentially create network consciousness, allowing complex information sharing that mimicked collective intelligence. Imagine human colonies operating with a shared, instantaneous understanding. Outside the research facility, terraformed landscapes stretched to distant horizons, nanite-transformed environments supported growing human settlements, and here in this laboratory, the next phase of human evolution was being written. Prepare for full-scale dimensional energy extraction test, Dehan instructed, his voice calm and professional. Years of training had prepared him for this moment. The device began to pulse, quantum particles swirled, creating complex patterns that defied traditional understanding. Energy readings spiked, then stabilized. They were harvesting power from the very fabric of reality. Humanity had been cast out, exiled, considered a threat. Now they were rewriting the rules of science, of existence itself. The quantum revolution had begun. The massive coalition battleship emerged from quantum space, its sleek, metallic hull glinting with sophisticated weaponry. Admiral Krillix, commander of the alien fleet, expected to find scattered human remnants, weak, desperate, easily subdued, instead encountered something entirely different. Ji Huang and Yuna Kim stood side by side on the bridge of the human flagship Horizon's Vengeance. Their fleet was not just prepared, they were transformed. Years of survival had reshaped humanity into something the galaxy had never anticipated. "Incoming transmission," reported the communication officer. The holographic display flickered, revealing the imposing figure of Admiral Krillix. Arrogance radiated from his multiple eyes. Expecting a quick surrender, the alien commander's voice dripped with condescension. "Your exile is complete. Prepare for final dismantling of your remaining resources." Jay's response was calm, almost amused. "We are no longer the civilization you exiled." The first strike came unexpectedly. Quantum communication allowed human ships to move with impossible coordination, where alien tacticians expected randomness. They found a perfectly synchronized ballet of technological precision. Adaptive energy shields absorbed coalition weapon impacts like water-absorbing droplets, and nanite-enhanced hull technologies repaired damage faster than the aliens could inflict it. Each human ship was not just a weapon, but a living, thinking organism. UNA's terraforming technologies had prepared more than habitable planets. They had developed weapon systems that could reshape battlefield environments instantly. Quantum entanglement allowed instantaneous tactical adjustments that defied traditional warfare principles. Alien ship after alien ship found itself trapped in localized gravity wells, its systems mysteriously disrupted by technologies they couldn't comprehend. Human ships moved like liquid mercury, predicting and countering every strategic move before it could be executed. "Energy disruption field activated," announced a human tactical officer. Entire sections of the alien fleet suddenly found their advanced systems failing, transforming powerful warships into floating metal husks. Admiral Krillix watched in mounting horror. These weren't the scattered refugees they had expected to eliminate, these were apex predators, technologically evolved beyond recognition. Adaptive nanite swarms began infiltrating alien ship systems, not just defending, but actively neutralizing threat capabilities. Where traditional warfare involved destruction, humans had developed precise, surgical technological intervention. The battle lasted less than 3 standard galactic hours. When it concluded, the human fleet remained virtually untouched, the coalition fleet was reduced to scattered, drifting remnants. Jay's final transmission to the surviving alien ships was both a message and a warning: we are humanity. We adapt. We survive. We evolve. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had not just survived their exile, they had transformed it into a crucible of unprecedented technological revolution. The confrontation was over, a new era had begun. 10 years after the pivotal confrontation, humanity had transformed the galactic political landscape. Where other civilizations saw boundaries, humans saw opportunities. Where traditional diplomacy meant rigid structures, human collaborative frameworks introduced flexibility in mutual growth. The Galactic Cooperation Council, headquartered on New Terra, a perfectly terraformed planet that showcased human technological prowess, became the new center of interstellar negotiations. Alien civilizations that once sought humanity's destruction now sought their partnership. Human diplomatic technology was revolutionary. Quantum communication platforms allowed real-time cultural exchanges, and translation algorithms didn't just convert words, but captured nuanced emotional contexts. Negotiation became an art of understanding, not confrontation. Dr. Sun Mini, now the primary diplomatic coordinator, understood that humanity's strength lay in adaptability. Each alien civilization brought unique perspectives, and humans had developed systems that could integrate these differences seamlessly. Technological exchanges became the new currency of galactic interactions. Human adaptive nanite systems could solve infrastructure challenges for developing civilizations, and quantum energy generation techniques promised sustainable development for resource-poor planets. The exploration fleet prepared for its most ambitious mission. 5 massive vessels, each carrying specialized research teams, scientific equipment, and complete ecosystem preservation modules, stood ready to venture beyond mapped galactic regions. These weren't just exploration vessels, they were living repositories of human potential. Each ship contained genetic archives, technological blueprints, cultural memories, a complete civilization compressed into advanced technological platforms. "Final system checks complete," announced Captain Jinho Park, his voice carrying the calm confidence of a generation that had transformed exile into opportunity. The ships looked unlike any previous exploration vessels, organic, technological hybrids that could self-repair, self-adapt, and make complex decisions without constant human intervention. They weren't just machines, they were living extensions of human curiosity. Quantum navigation systems allowed them to plot courses through regions previously considered impossible to traverse, adaptive energy shields could withstand extreme cosmic conditions, and integrated AI systems could make split-second survival decisions. Inside these vessels, entire ecosystems were preserved: agricultural modules, medical research centers, cultural preservation laboratories, complete microcosms of human civilization, ready to establish communities in unknown territories. The launch was subtle, almost anticlimactic. No massive explosions, no dramatic fanfare, just precise, calculated movement as the vessels smoothly transitioned from stationary platforms into the infinite darkness of unexplored space. Alien representatives watched the launch with a mixture of respect and subtle fear. Humanity had transformed from an exiled species to the most dynamic civilization in known space. Their potential seemed truly limitless. Alina Rodriguez, now the chief scientific coordinator of human expansion efforts, watched the launch from mission control. She remembered the desperate days of exile, the uncertainty, the fear. Now, humanity stood at the precipice of its greatest adventure. The exploration vessels carried more than technology, they carried hope, resilience, and the collective dream of a species that had been told it was too dangerous, too unpredictable.